afternoon, warriors. It's Lisa Wolf, and today is Turn It Up Thursday, and we're gonna turn it up the only way. And the thing is that this is a sensitive subject that I'm gonna talk about today, and it needs to be addressed and it needs to be talked about. Is sex. We need to talk about sex, and we need to talk about marriage. And the thing is, the Lord gave me a word, and he said, you are the next Bachelorette. I don't know who this is for. Maybe it's for me. I don't know. Maybe that's why it's taken me 3 days to get this message out to you guys, because it has hit a sensitive spot with me. And he's saying, you are the next Bachelorette. And he said, you gotta make a video about this. You need to get it out, because people aren't talking about it, and it needs to be talked about. And so the Lord says, you are the next Bachelorette. And so he even gave me a word to back it up. And it's Ephesians 5, verse 33, and it's from the Passion Translation. Again, Ephesians 5, chapter 5, verse 33. And it's from the Passion Translation. I like the Passion Translation because it kind of like sasses it up a little bit. And the thing I like about it the most is that he talks about the man first should be gracious to his wife or woman, and just as he is gracious to himself. So like he should treat the woman he is with like how he would treat himself. And then every woman, or what it says wife, should tenderly be devoted to her husband, to her man and her husband. And so I bring this up because he wants me to talk about it. It has been so hard to make this video, but the thing is, when the Holy Spirit speaks, he speaks. Let me get a sip of water real quick. So I am not condemning. I'm not judging, because y'all, I've been there. I'm 44 years old, and before BC days, before Christ days, I was a party girl. And believe me when I say this, I was the original sex positive female out there. And so on The Bachelorette, the Lord has made me watch this show. And to be frank, even my BC days, my before Christ days, I couldn't even stand the show. And I still don't. But I obeyed, and I watched the first 2 episodes. Okay, this is a spoiler. If you haven't seen it yet, I apologize, and that I'm going to spoil it for you, but it's getting to the word. And so they have group dates. So the very first group date, and why I mentioned sex positive is because the Bachelorette, I think her name's Katie, I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. But anyways, we'll just call her Katie. I don't even know if her name's Katie. But anyways, she promotes that herself, that she's sex positive. And I had to look it up, because I was just like, what does sex positive mean? And it means that like you're open and about your sexuality and sex and all that stuff, which is fine, you know. Like, God created sex, and sex is awesome, but it's your choice how you want to live. And I made those choices, and I'm here to make this video to show you that we need to how do I say this? Make sex in marriage awesome again. Like, God formed sex for the man and the woman to become one in a covenant. In a covenant. And sorry if you hear my boys in the background. They're like wilding out today because it is Turn It Up Thursday. So we're going to turn it up. So forgive them if you hear them. But the thing is, this is my life. and this is real. So anyways, they had a date. And everybody knows, all the men there, they know that she's sex positive, right? And a lot of them love her because of that. Of course, men love you when you're really into sex. And that's awesome because I've been there, because men, they flock to it. And it's easy because it's an energy that you can put out, like literally put out. That I'm sorry, but I can say this. I'm not condemning anybody because I was there. You hear me? But I just got sick and tired of it. Like, and she's on this show to find a husband, right? And it's awesome, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm not a man, but I've had a lot of men tell me that it's kind of a turnoff when a woman has been with a lot of guys. And that is something that I've had to heal with, especially coming to Christ and making that vow to God and finding out like why he created sex and how he can make me pure and holy, and how I can wait for a man that I love. I can't wait to have sex that way. And there's something about being intimate with a man before having sex. Intimacy isn't necessarily, and it doesn't equal sex. And this is getting to the point about the date. And so they had a group date. Sorry, I'm like just like excited to get this word out and get it out right. And so they had a group date, and there's like 14 men or 12 or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of men, and they're talking about sex. And the competition was because with the Bachelor and Bachelorette shows, they have competitions on like to win her heart or his heart or whatever. But this is about the woman. So anyways, she promotes being sex positive. Okay. And so the competition is why you would be the best lover for her. And there's a young man, he's 31 years old, and he's a virgin. And he's like, he was saying, he's just like, well, I knew I would have to tell her soon, but I was hoping to have that chance to tell her like when they were alone. And he knew it that this was going to be an issue because she's sex positive. Like she's very sexual, but he's waiting until he's married to have sex and to share that with his wife in like the most intimate way because he loves her. And so he was like freaking out because he's just like, what am I gonna do? And he saw all the other guys like perform. They had like a stage with a bed, and they had like all kinds of erotic stuff all over the place. And he was just like, I don't really feel comfortable, but you know what? He was doing it for her. And I'm gonna just call her Katie. I don't know if that's her name or not. But so he wanted to impress Katie, and so this is what I noticed about him. And he believes in God, and it's his faith, his faith. It's not religion, it's a relationship, and you learn why God created sex. And that makes you even more excited about marriage. And it's an awesome feeling when I've been in the hookup world, but now I'm experienced preparing for my husband. And God has washed me clean of all that. And when you experience, and yes, I have experienced intimacy with a man without taking my clothes off. And that would be another video. And it kind of lit my fire about marriage. And that'll be another video. But what I want to say is that this young man, he's 31 years old. He goes to her. Of all the other guys, they just stood up. One guy sang a song, and they had like little puns in them, like about sex and stuff like that. And she got a giggle out of it and laughing and stuff. And then this young man, he goes up to her because he really wants something special. And he went up to her. He goes, "Will you please come with me?" And he gently grabbed her hand. And they sat at the edge of the bed. And he had like a mic. And he wrote her a letter. And he goes, I don't know by word by word what he said, but what he said, he was so gracious, and he had that confidence in himself, even though he was scared, because he's just like, well, once she knows I'm a virgin, maybe she's not gonna want me. And he said, "I'm here because I'm waiting. I've been waiting for 31 years. And he said, I'm going to wait a little bit longer for my wife." And he was looking right at her. And he said other things. He's like, I'm waiting because I want her. I want you. He said, I want you, Katie, to feel special. I want to love you for who you are. And like he was going on about like her qualities and stuff, and like how awesome she is. And he goes, I want to wait for my wife. I want to wait for my wife. And you are my wife. And he was like saying all these things. And then, and she was crying. And they hugged. And guess what? And he said towards the end, sorry, the best part was, he goes, that's why I would make the best lover for you, because I'm your husband, or something like that. Like, because he's waiting for her, and he's being gracious, and he's standing firm in his standards and like his values, and he wants to share that with her. I was like, that is so awesome. And guess what? He did win. He won that. So it just shows you, but who knows if he's going to or not, But the thing is that be who God created you to be. And sex is so it actually encouraged me to keep on waiting. It really did. And it lit like a fire in me. Like I've had like a experience last year, but I'll talk about that soon. And it had a lot to do with me waiting. It really did, but the love that I have for Jesus is worth waiting for. And I know whatever man that I end up marrying, he's gonna be blessed beyond measure, and I want him to feel special, and he's gonna know this journey that I've been through, and to wait for him. And it takes faith. It takes a lot of faith and a lot of grit to wait, especially in a hookup culture, and especially when you've been used to that type of lifestyle. And to be sex positive, I'm sex positive with the Lord and how he created it. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And guess what? You're the next Bachelorette. God bless.